I'm Dr. Kimberly Manning.
And this is Dr. Ashley McMullen. And you're listening to the Human Doctor Podcast, where we explore the human side of medicine, along with teaching, living, learning, and all things in between. Using the power of storytelling, conversation, and connectedness.
Hey, we're two dope academic internal medicine doctors, but we ain't your doctors. So if you perceive anything we say here as medical advice, no, it ain't that. Also, the things we say, they only reflect our brilliant Black woman magic mind and not our employers.
You could have been anywhere, y'all, but you chose to be here with us, and we appreciate you. Let's go.
Recording in progress.
Yes.
So how you doing today on a scale of 1 to 5?
I'm probably like a 4.6, 4.7.
That's pretty solid. I like it.
Yeah, I got to give credit to my therapist because that's not how the day started. I was feeling a lot of the Monday scaries, a lot of angst about stuff that I thought I should have done or should be doing. And we spent an hour talking and really helped me rearrange my perspective on what it is that I needed versus what I thought that other people around me needed from me, and how to reconcile those two things. And it put me in a much better place. So, and not so subtle plug for therapy if people are considering it.
Oh, no, that's right. Perspective is a mighty thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I like that.
What about you?
I'm gonna go on and say I'm about a 4.8. I feel good. I feel really, really good. I do feel like the universe came to bite me because, as you know, last week after talking all that junk
Oh, yeah.
about
I recall.
about layovers and about connections and
Mm-hmm.
about how people in Atlanta don't even know what that is. Kings, Queens, non-binary royalty. I went out to Phoenix, Arizona to speak at the Society of Hospital Medicine Leadership Academy as one of the faculty members, which was a blast. It was awesome. But it came on the heels of my participation in ID Week. I did a second talk at ID Week
Mm-hmm.
On Tuesday and then flew out like shortly after. I get to I get to Phoenix, I give my talk, it goes awesome. And that afternoon, I was scheduled to fly back out to get on in to Atlanta that evening.
Mm-hmm.
Direct, because we got direct flights.
Of course.
And as I am sitting in the Delta Sky Club, because Atlanta people be bougie like that, we all be in the Sky Club. They're like, "Oh, your flight to Atlanta is delayed by 20 minutes." I was like, "Yeah, no biggie." We actually go to the gate and board. I'm in my seat. They had us get off the plane. And
Oh,
this is a little more to this than we thought. So the 3 o'clock flight becomes a 5 o'clock flight. The 5 o'clock flight becomes a 7 o'clock flight. And then they go to like 9 o'clock and then they say, you know what, JK, tomorrow morning. Well, when they got to the 5 o'clock point and I started realizing that this was not going to look good, I started looking for other flights, but all of the other flights required a gasp connection. So I flew from Phoenix to Seattle and then from Seattle to Atlanta
Oh,
on a
man.
red eye.
Oh, my God.
Now my layover, is that what you call it? A layover?
Yeah, those of us who have to do such things, you can call it a layover.
It was for 45 minutes. And I am so glad because I normally see people running off of planes because they're like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, I got to get off, to make my connection. I'm like, oh my gosh. So yeah.
Yep.
Hey, shout out to the SHM Leadership Academy. Shout out to my friend Kirsten Kennedy, who
Yeah, I know Kirsten.
Yeah, Kirsten is the truth, so she pretty much, if she asks me to do anything, it's gonna be a yes because that's my girl. And it's not too many people that I would fly out to Phoenix for less than 24 hours for. But yet, here we are. I would do it for you though.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll
Mhm.
make sure
Mhm.
to route you direct to wherever I need you.
Oh, did I tell you about when I saw the scorpion?
No, no, that was not part of the
Oh,
conversation.
please, can I just tell you this? Even though I'm supposed to tell the story today, but this is funny.
No, tell
So
me.
I'm in Phoenix for my less than 24-hour stint there, and I'm in this like it was Swanky, the place where we had the leadership academy. So I'm in this room, and all the rooms are like villas that are all like one level villas. They're all, spread out on this lovely property in Sedona. Um, no, Scottsdale. I said Sedona, Scottsdale. Okay, in Scottsdale. So I'm standing in the bathroom, preparing to go get ready to give my talk, and I look down, and on the fuzzy white carpet, there is what looks like somebody took a curl out of some ginger-headed person's head and dropped it on the carpet. So I looked down and I was like, what is that? And I lean over and it moves. I was like, yo. So now look closer and it is a doggone scorpion, a real live
Mm-mm.
scorpion. Okay, so let me tell you, y'all, scorpions could mess you up. Like you get stung by a scorpion, they got all kind of venom and could jack up your pancreas. There's all kind of stuff that can happen.
Mm. Yes.
Dude. So I was like, oh my God. So I start talking to the scorpion. I'm like, yo, are you a real scorpion? The scorpion looks up at me and was like, yeah, I'm a real scorpion. This is the desert. And I'm like, yo, are you going to sting me? It's like, you better stop talking to me or I will sting you. I'm about to chase you. So it starts running
Away from you.
like in the bathroom. It's just running like
Okay.
really, really fast. I didn't, so I'm just letting y'all know scorpions run really fast. But can I tell you what I learned about scorpions? Because I'm an internist.
Uh-huh.
And if you actually see a real life scorpion, like you're gonna want to know stuff. So let me teach you some stuff because I'm a medical educator.
Thank you.
If the scorpion is small and has little pincers, they are more venomous because they kill their prey with more venom. If it is a bigger scorpion and it has the big pincers, like which is the little snapper thingies,
Hmm.
those are less venomous. So though they look scarier, they are less harmful. This was a little scorpion with little pincers. So that scorpion could have jacked me up. And I was about to step on it, but then I said, it's the first day of Scorpio season. I ain't about to get no bad juju by no
Hmm.
scorpion in Scorpio season.
Yes.
So I shook all my shoes out because you know they can hide in your shoes.
Oh
I
God.
learned that too. And packed my bag up. And I was checking out anyway. So on my way out, I let them know, hey, it's a scorpion in that room. Y'all might want to do something about that. Oh, Lord. My life is a Seinfeld episode, yo.
Wow.
And while the scorpion didn't talk back to me, I did talk to it. That part was an exaggeration. No other part of that story is fabricated, though.
I actually wholeheartedly believe that this whole conversation, this one-way conversation happened.
Are you a real scorpion? It's the desert, lady. What you think? I was quite excited to see a real life scorpion in Scorpio season. I feel like that might be good luck. I'm a 4.9.
Oh. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
Impressive. I'm glad you didn't get stung.
That makes two of us.
And no pancreatitis for you.
Correct, correct, correct.
Well, I feel like on that note, if that's any preview of the story to come, something tells me that you've got something even more profound up your sleeve. This is what brings my Monday from a 4.6 to a 4.9 is knowing that I get to sit back and relax and be wowed and moved and fed by the stories and the wisdom that you always bring to this space, sis. I'm excited.
Oh, I'm glad to excite you, sis.
Yeah. So you want to tell me what is for today?
Trying to think of because I know the story, but I'm just trying to think of a good word to describe it. I'm gonna say imprint.
Imprint.
Hmm Yeah.
I like that.
I'm thinking of like an imprint as in a way of not like an actual imprint of something, but
Mm-hmm.
more like in the metaphorical way that sometimes someone says or does something that imprints something upon you that changes you,
It leaves a mark.
leaves a mark. That's a good way to put it. Thank you, sis.
Mm-hmm.
Leaves a mark. Okay. Well, y'all, it is homecoming week for Tuskegee University, my HBCU. And if you have any friends who attended historically Black colleges, you know that homecoming is a really big deal. My best friend just got back from her homecoming at Hampton University. My son, Zach, just experienced his first homecoming at Norfolk State University, where he's in school. And my husband just got back from Virginia State's homecoming.
Mm-hmm.
All HBCUs, all really an exciting time for everybody. And as we approach this week for us, I am reflecting on my very first homecoming as a freshman student at Tuskegee University. So I'm going to take you back to the fall of 1988. Mm.
Okay.
As I have probably said no less than 7 million times, my whole family went to Tuskegee. My parents met at Tuskegee in the 60s. I'm one of four. All four of us attended Tuskegee. My grandparents met at Tuskegee in the 40s. My great grandmother went to Tuskegee. My father's younger brother went there. My mom's one of four. All of her sisters went there.
Wow.
We're a real Tuskegee family. And that makes homecoming for us hit different. And it's actually very common at a lot of HBCUs to have real deep legacies like this. This is not unique to us, but what always made homecoming special throughout college for me was that my whole family would be there.
Mm.
And my freshman year, I was living in Frederick Douglass Hall. One of the really exciting things about that first year is that one of my childhood besties, Jocelyn, who was a student at Fisk at the time in Nashville, Tennessee, came to join me at my first homecoming.
Mm.
So, I mean, we were having a blast. She came in on like Thursday. We went to all the parties, the pep rallies, all the things. We were turned up. We hung out on the yard all day. We did all the things. And my parents were in town. Not unusual because my parents, would come to homecoming every year. We had been really having a good time. I mean, a good time.
Mm-hmm.
So back then, there was this really like popular thing that college kids did. They had these squeeze bottles. Okay. And it was like these plastic, like bottles that almost look similar to the way like any sort of um, water cup looks, but it had a big straw in the middle and you squeezed them. And most of the time, young college students, we had alcohol in there.
Mm-hmm.
So this is around the time that the Batman movie franchise was out. I had a Batman when me and Jocelyn had these Batman squeeze bottles, and we went to the game. And at our game, we have this shed that you can sit under where the band plays under the shed. And it is just wild and crazy and like a mosh pit of college students wilding out. So if you look up HBCU, college homecoming, it was like school days. It was exactly like what
Yep.
you would imagine it looked like. It
Yep.
was such a blast. But throughout the whole time, me and my friend, we are imbibing. We drinking out our little squeeze bottles, having us a good time. And as you walk through the game and all around and you see like people will see you and they'd be like, "Oh, did you eat anything?" They'll give you some fried fish. They'll open up your squeeze bottle and pour something in there. So we got all kind of stuff up in there.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, y'all, I'm a freshman in
I was
college,
gonna
so
say you're maybe 18.
I'm easily 120 pounds soaking wet.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a lot of weight on me to be drinking like I was drinking that day. So I was continuing to walk in a straight line, but I was very clearly feeling the homecoming spirit, as was my homegirl. So the game ends, and one of the traditions after the game is that people spill out of the what was then called the Alumni Bowl,
Mm-hmm.
which is where the game was. and everybody would kind of move toward the main campus where all of the fraternities and sororities would join their alumni and have these like sort of big serenades where everybody would come together. At this point, I'm a freshman, so I'm not a Delta yet. I'm not in any organization or anything. I'm just like one of the many happy homecoming attendees who out here staggering and laughing and tipsy. I probably would say I probably was bordering on drunk.
Okay.
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 I wasn't trash talking, but I wasn't driving. I didn't have no car, so I was just walking. And I decide, me and my friend, we're like, let's go over to where the Omegas are. My dad, my late father, was an Omega. And it was always a treat to walk over there and see him with all of his brothers and them
Mm.
singing all their traditional songs,
Oh.
young men of all ages, old men. So we walk over there and the sun is starting to set. There are all these beautiful melodic male voices just ringing out over the campus. I see my dad locked in arms with his good friends. It's awesome. It
Mm.
was really awesome, a really awesome sight. So awesome that it kind of like almost made me shed a thug tear. So my dad, when he finishes singing, he sees me, he waves at me, and I come over, me and my friend, and we're like, Daddy, that was so awesome. And she's like, Oh, that was so awesome, Mr. Draper. He's kind of laughing because, he'd been to homecoming before.
Hmm.
And I'm like, You guys sound so good, blah, blah, blah. I'm just talking. I remember very little of it. I just remember that I approached my dad. And after that, he said, What you got in that squeeze bottle? And we say, A little bit of this, a little bit of that, but we ain't driving. He's like, I'm glad you ain't driving. I'm glad nobody's driving. He said, Okay, y'all be careful. Where y'all going now? It's like, we about to go to the student union. He said, Okay, you might want to sit down, go get you some water. But he kind of was cool about it. He didn't haze me. He didn't give me a hard time.
Yeah.
And it didn't take, and I wasn't like to the point that I embarrassed him.
Mm.
But I was
Good
very
call.
clearly,
Yes.
my dad used to call that two sheets to the wind. He was like, You was two sheets to the wind. So, we live to tell about the day. We go
Mm.
back to the dorm, we sleep it off, we go to the calf, have breakfast, all the things. The plan was for us to go over to my grandmother's house and see everybody and hang out at my grandma's house after that because my grandmother's house is about a block from campus. So everybody would hang out over there.
Wow.
Totally done being, the staggering person I was the day before. I'm
Hmm.
back to normal. I'm a scholar again. Go over there. And my dad is sitting outside, he was talking to some folks. Everybody just kind of comes and hangs out. We talk for a little while. My dad says, Hey, let me talk to you for a minute. A- And he was very, very chill about it. It was nothing about the way that he came at me that made me feel like I was in trouble or anything. I get up and I walk with him. And he walks around to my grandmother's porch and kind of sits around on the side where everybody wasn't. And he says, How was your homecoming? And I was like, We had so much fun, Dad. We did this, we did this, we did this. He said, Okay. He said, Hey, when I saw you yesterday, when you came by to see us, you seemed like you had a fair amount to drink. I said, I ain't gonna lie, Dad. I was out there bad. But, I knew I wasn't, I knew, and my dad is cool. I
Yeah.
knew, I said, I knew I wasn't driving. It was my first homecoming. I think I was just feeling the spirit. The weather was absolutely magnificent that year.
Mm.
Perfect amount of cool fall air, and it was a lot of people there, and people were just in good spirits. It was just such a good time. He's like, I want to say something to you about alcohol or about anything that alters your ability to think straight. And I was like, okay. And he wasn't mad. He was totally chilling.
Yeah.
He said, listen, if you smoke something or you take something or you drink something and it takes you to a different place, like where you were yesterday, you are like a puppet on a string. You remember that. Something else is controlling your movements, controlling your mouth,
Mm.
and controlling everything you do. He said, but you know the messed up part about it? I said, no, sir. He said, you're responsible for every single thing that happens, even though you're not in control of it. Imagine being a puppet on a string and something making you do something that isn't something that you would normally do, or isn't something that you can even remember, or even isn't something that you could stop or control. He said, that's why you don't ever see your dad drunk nowhere, because I don't ever want to be a puppet on a string.
Mm,
I can't tell you what to do down here while you're in school. I cannot. But what I will tell you is you better be careful being the way I saw you yesterday, because if you get arrested, if you get in trouble, if you do the wrong thing, you get in a fight, something happens, somebody does something to you or whatever, um, you have to deal with whatever the aftermath of that is, whether you was sober or not.
mm,
He said, and people like to take advantage of somebody that's a puppet on a string already. You know that, right? Guys like to. He said, but not even just guys, anybody does. It's just, it's just a thing that I want you to pay attention to.
mm.
And every time, as he talked about it, he kept saying over and over, you're like a puppet on a string.
Damn.
Who wants to be a puppet on a string? When I tell you that that conversation, it imprinted upon me in a way that has deeply impacted my relationship with alcohol and drinking ever since.
Mm,
I can definitely count the number of times that I can say, oh, wow, I was kind of like a little more than tipsy. When it has happened, almost always I was caught off guard. Like I maybe had something and I didn't realize, like I was like, oh my gosh. Like that time I was intentionally trying to, I was drinking on purpose then
mm.
because I just thought
Yes.
that as a kid, that's what you do.
Yes,
That's
yes.
what you do at homecoming.
Hmm.
And I I would say I do drink responsibly. I have no problem with, people having a drink or two when they're imbibing and having fun doing something in a safe space. But I'm very mindful about who I'm around when I have alcohol. Like I almost start to feel very, very uncomfortable if I start to feel myself anything more than just a little bit of that little happy feeling
Yeah.
inside.
Yep.
Like I start feeling like, oh no, I don't want to be a puppet on a string. Oh no, I don't want, oh my gosh, I don't want to be a puppet on a string.
Mm,
And it's even like I remember being on a vacation once and it was one of these like places where all the, all inclusive and then we were like having alcohol. And I remember sitting in this seat and realizing like, oh no, I'm more than just tipsy.
hmm.
Oh no, I was so scared. I was just sitting there with my hands on the seat, just sitting in place because I did not want to be a puppet on a string. The reason I'm bringing all of this up is it is remarkable the things that somebody can say to you that can absolutely completely shape the way you do things. Kind of like my first senior resident telling me everything is about relationships, Kimberly.
Mm,
Everything is about relationships. You want to take good care of patients. You want to get things done in this hospital. You want to move things along. You want to get somebody a CT scan. You want answers. You want to advocate for somebody. It's about relationships. Build relationships. He said that like while pushing the button for the elevator. I have never forgotten that. I have repeated that no less than 5 million times since I've been a faculty member. And to my kids, I said, hey, look, you can have something to drink if that's what y'all decide to do. But just know you'll be a puppet on the string. If something happened to you, you're responsible for all of it. And you're young men.
mm, hmm.
And if you encounter somebody who is in a space where they are a puppet on the string, turn the other way. You don't want to touch nobody that's a puppet on a string. You don't want to be involved in nothing with a person who's a puppet on a string because it don't go well.
Yeah. Mm,
So I just like, I don't even think my dad thinks that that was that deep. It was just, homecoming makes me reflect on my dad a lot. And it just
yeah.
makes me think about how many just dope things he told me, like in passing, that just imprinted upon me and made me and proved to be a really important part of how I think and how I move.
Yeah. Shout out to Mr. Draper.
Shout out to Mr. Draper.
as you were talking, like I of course was like thinking about my own college experiences and the evolution of my relationship to alcohol.
Hmm.
But coming back to that concept of imprinting upon someone with your words, I mean, it speaks to like the power of what you say.
Hmm.
And also on the flip side of knowing like you can speak something really negative that can impact people for a long time. And then, yeah, I think about, growing into those spaces where you don't really think about consequences.
Exactly. It's crazy because, I also, whenever I think back to that moment, I think about also how my dad could have, he, he could have, like admonished me in a way that
Yeah.
made me feel shame. I didn't
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
any shame the way he told me. He just sort of gave me agency. He just let me know, like, hey, you on a zone of development right now. I'm just out here trying to provide you a little bit of advice. And even when, and I think I've mentioned this to you before, but when I was trying to decide on where to go to medical school, and I really liked Meharry, but I was really thinking about going to UAB because I was like, why would I not go to why I should go to a majority school,
Hmm.
um, because I already went to a HBCU. And my father's response to that was, the great will be great. Great is in you already. You're gonna be great. If you feel good about Meharry, go and let them get credit for you. Why can't Meharry get credit for you?
Yes.
And like it was such a fleeting statement. But every single time go on a stage somewhere and they read my bio and they say, she's a graduate of Tuskegee and a graduate of Meharry, I immediately hear my father saying, why can't they get the credit? Let them have credit for you. The great, you're gonna be great. We gave you everything you need to be great. So why you don't have to go there. And I was like, dang. So like my dad would like sort of drop these like things. And don't get me wrong, my dad was like, he was very human. So I want to be clear. He would be saying crazy stuff too. He was not perfect. So if you're a parent out there and you're like, oh my God, why am I not dropping these
Yeah.
Yoda moments on my kids? But um, I do feel like there were pivot points in my life where some small thing my dad said to me,
Mm.
it just set me on my path. And my relationship with alcohol and any mood altering substance
Yeah.
was shaped by that statement. You're
Mm.
a puppet on a string, except you responsible for everything that happens.
Yeah.
I just hate the thought of that. I hate the thought of something controlling me.
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah. Well, I am
Hmm.
going on my longest period of sobriety now. Part of it too is having to like really get granular about my relationship to alcohol and substances and like the context and what you do it, but also why you do it.
Mm.
Because it became kind of a very kind of quick association to like, oh, I need this to relax. Like I need this to, enjoy myself.
Mm.
And I think reorienting myself to like the relationship that I wanted.
Mm.
And that space was helpful. But I also could imagine a younger version of me maybe could have used some sage advice from Mr. Draper earlier on.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, I just think we underestimate sometimes the power of our words. You already said that like sometimes the words that we use can hit somebody in the face like a fist and knock them down.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes you can say words that cast somebody into the heavens to fly, you know. Um, but it's more than just your words, it's how they're delivered.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if they're loving, if they're handed to somebody in a space that allows them the space to process it. Um, because he sort of just gave me those words, but didn't say, you shouldn't, this is what you should do. He
Ooh,
just
yeah.
said, I'm just telling you what happens when people drink, you know, or,
Yeah.
or, and he used all mood altering stuff because he was very clear not to have me thinking that anything that alters you is gonna put you in a space where, if you can't make straight decisions, then you better be around people you trust or not somewhere doing something where you need to make a meaningful decision or go anywhere. Um, yeah,
Absolutely.
it was
And
deep.
also, like, you were in a position to receive it
I
too.
was. I was. Because everything is about relationships, right?
Hmm.
We had a safe relationship, and I knew my dad cared about me a lot, and I knew my dad knew I was a good kid too, and I think that part too. So I do think that sometimes how we speak to people, it should also like take into consideration who they are and where they are. I was a responsible kid and a good student
Hmm.
and I was having fun, and he didn't want to rain on my parade by making it seem like I was in trouble or shaming me, which I deeply appreciated. And I don't want to overlook the part that you said about, and it's probably something for us to talk about more one day in the future, is just, how much of the world is like, and fun is synonymous with alcohol,
Hmm.
and once you start like trying to dial it back a little bit, you realize you see it everywhere. You're like, oh my gosh, rose all day t-shirts and wine down and this and that. Everything is like, I'm like, wow, if you do not want to have a drink, it's almost like you are saying that you don't want to have fun.
Yeah.
um and perhaps young me didn't, you know I thought that that's what you did at homecoming. That's what festive
Hmm.
looked like. Festive looks
Absolutely.
like a squeeze bottle with Batman on it and staggering down the University Avenue with your childhood bestie
Yeah.
in front of your daddy and his frat
This
brothers.
is bold. It's like, let's just go up and say hi.
Fortunately, my daddy's frat brothers was drunk too, so they couldn't judge me. Or they probably gave me more to drink. What you got in the cup, baby?
Exactly.
Open
Exactly.
it up.
Sounds like it was a good time all around. But I also love, like, it's cool to kind of see culturally things shifting also and towards, more inclusive options for people who choose not to.
Yes, do you see all the mocktails on all the
Oh
menus now?
yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yep. I
Yes.
tried some alcohol-free Guinness last night, and I have to say I really like the taste. It was good.
Yeah. I'm not drinking them calories for that may be something I gotta work through. I'm like, okay.
It's, hey, to
Either we're
each
gonna
their
have a
own.
sangria or
Yeah.
some water.
Right.
Old
Right.
fashioned or some water.
Each
Yeah,
their
it's funny.
own. But
To
I like having
each.
the options.
Yeah, I like that too. I like that it's people are presented with an option to still, clink a glass and it doesn't have to
Hmm.
have alcohol in it. And some people, they can't drink without being a puppet on a string.
Hmm.
So I choose not to do it at all.
Absolutely.
And that's okay. That's cool. But yeah, man, let's just like be mindful about our words. Um, and work at our relationships
Hmm.
because a relationship combined with some words is a mighty thing,
Mighty, mighty, mighty.
good, bad, or indifferent.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Mm. All right. Well, once again, want to give credit and space to the ancestors whose words continue to move and empower us.
Yeah.
And yeah, shout out to the Scorpios.
Shout out to the Scorpios, including the scorpion who might be out there terrorizing somebody.
Right.
But
Exactly.
also a shout out to historically Black colleges
Hmm.
and the culture. Um, my HBCU is the best thing that ever happened to me,
Mm.
besides Harry. I'm
Yeah.
serious. I'm really
Yeah.
serious. I
Mm.
mean, I have a t-shirt that says Tuskegee changed my life, and
Mm.
I have another t-shirt that says Harry changed my life.
Mm.
And I proudly wear those shirts because, especially in a time such as this, the safety that I was afforded during, my time of emerging adulthood in that space, I just would not trade it. And it's wonderful to be a piece of a culture that welcomes you back every year
Hmm.
and to see, kids experiencing that. And obviously, and HBCU is not the only place to experience that. But I love that that culture is alive and well, and I get to feel even a little shred of, um, I get to feel my family there, knowing that when I walk through the campus, I'm like, I'm walking straight down the street that my grandmother and my grandfather were strolling down.
That's so cool.
It's so dope, man.
Yeah, I love it.
So happy homecoming week, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
And to everybody who think they homecoming is better than ours, you're wrong. All right, sis. Well, I'm about to finish eating this plate of air fried
Ooh,
shrimp
check you out. Okay,
with some
chef.
arugula on the side.
Yep. All right.
And you, sis, enjoy a mocktail.
I certainly will. Clink a glass for both of us.
Yeah, I might have to bring you to homecoming with me one year, so I might bring out the squeeze bottle
I was
again
about
for
to say,
some.
only if I get a Batman squeeze bottle. That's the only
I
way.
will try to find one on Amazon.
There we go.
All right, sis. Love you.
All right, love you too. That wraps up this week's episode of the Human Doctor Podcast.
Special thanks to our favorite brother gastroenterologist, Dr. Chuma Obiname, for the beats. Shout out to the Dr. Ashley McMullen for editing and production.
Mad love to our podcast family at the Nocturnist and the Clinical Problem Solvers, our Med Twitter fam.
And especially shout out to all of you, our listeners.
Until next week, remember,
we see you and you are enough. Holla!